Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory going to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Salutations to all you arguments out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by the way of the highways and byways, going out in the streets, teaching and preaching, and also by way of the internet. Shalom also to you very few sisters, you very few aquaftas out there listening and learning. To you, I'll say Shalom. Going back to the names, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father name, which means He is or He exists. Okay, His name is not Allah, not God, not Jehovah. His name is Yahweh, again, which means He is or He exists. All right. Bahashem means coming in the name, what the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is not Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai. All right. Not Jesus Christos, not Yeshua, not Yehoshua, not Yeshaya, not none of that. His name is Yahweh Shai, which means He saves or He delivers. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. It's your brother Nayap, and I'm back with another lesson. Excuse me for the noise in the background. I usually stay up at night and do my drinking in the day. So this, what we're going to be going into today, got something to do with a little bit of idol worship and graven images and things of that nature. All right. So we're gonna go to Isaiah, the 44th chapter. Give me like 2 seconds, y'all. So it's a lot of people that be idol worshiping. They still do it to this day, as you can see on the screen. You know, they got the Mecca, which is nothing but a big ass cube. All right. I forget what the cube is called. I think it's called the Mecca. I'm gonna have to go to it. Like I said, doing like two things at once. So let's say it's a holy city in Islam. The site of the Kaaba. All right, so it's the Kaaba. Now, Kaaba or whatever the fuck. All right, it says the Kaaba, the cube. All right, this is what these heathens is into. All right, mainly Ishmael. All right, Ishmael, Esau, Edom as well. Love to get into that Islam stuff, but even Christianity was idol worshiping. You know, they wear the cross. They wear you know, you got some people, what's that, Pan-Africanist or some shit, where they got the Ankh chain, or the Catholic Church. They use the beads. I just seen a Northern Kingdom sister was over there rubbing on them beads. All right, I forget what the beads is called. It's like the prayer beads or something like that. But it's all of that Mother of God type BS and all that. All right. So it's a lot of idol worshiping going on. But like what I said, this lesson we're going to be going into the Isaiah, the 44th chapter. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Give me like 2 seconds, y'all. Now in these days, you know, idol worshiping and all that shit, you know, you gotta, Jake don't know how to cut that shit loose, you know. If you a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you can't be wearing crosses and ankhs upon your neck, prayer beads, and all this other nonsense, believing in false gods, all right, One of the main ones is believing that Cesare Borgia, all right, photo, and everybody just says that is Yahweh Shai. That is not Yahweh Shai, all right. That is a Edomite. That is Esau Edom, all right. And I believe when you go into it, Cesare Borgia was I believe he was a homosexual and who was sleeping with well, we have to go into it, but I believe he was sleeping with his brother's wife or something like that, and then he started sleeping with men or something like that. But he's a homosexual. So why would you put that as the image of the Lord? You know, it don't make no motherfucking sense. So then let me grab this, and we just gonna go into it. You know, I might not go through the whole chapter, but I do want to get into it. All right, because it's a you know, I do like this chapter. All right. All right, so this in the KJV. Let me put some ice up in this. I mean some water. Just right after I'm done with this lesson, I can do my sip. So Isaiah 44:1 says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant Israel, whom I have chosen." Now we all know that the Israelites are God's chosen people. All right. Matter of fact, let me go to Amos. This Amos 3:1, it says, "Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only, okay, have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." All right. So, and even when you go to let me see what happens if I type in this. Forgive me, I'm moving all over the place, so you're going to hear a little bit of background here and there. All right, so this is Isaiah 41:8. It says, "But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend." All right, so there you go. All right, as well as Deuteronomy 7:6. Just getting a couple regular scripts. Okay, Deuteronomy 7:6 says, For thou art a holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, so let's go back to this Isaiah 44:1. It says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen." All right. So again, the Israelites are God's chosen people. All right. So it says, "Fear not," and we are entering into these times of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:7. You know, we're at the door, really at the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. All right, the trouble for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But we also see not only that, but these curses are starting to come upon our enemies, like in Deuteronomy 30:7. Okay. So verse 3 says, "For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessing upon thine offspring." All right, there's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. All right, waking up to the fact, knowing that you are a Hebrew Israelite. All right, and now, you returning back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, that's what this is all about. All right, and trying to make it to the end and enduring to the end, Lord willing that we be saved. It says, and they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. All right, it says, one shall say, I am the Lord, I am the Lord's or Yahweh's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel. Okay, and that's what this is about. That's what that's going into. All right, knowing who you are, waking up to the truth. It says, thus, verse 6, it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts. All right, I am the first and I am the last, and beside me there is no God. All right, now I believe it's in Deuteronomy 6:4. Might be a little rusty. Deuteronomy 6:4, I think. Watch out, boy. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. It says, hear, O Israel, the Lord Yahweh, our power is one Lord. All right. It's only one. Okay. Now, time. So verse 6 again, it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts. It says, I am the first and I am the last, and beside me there is no power. All right, no God. All right, so all these other fake ass motherfuckers, no matter who they are, okay, these pagan, heathenistic gods that people make with their hands and up with their minds, all right, do not exist. Okay. And matter of fact, just because of that, let me go ahead, because I was reading a little bit of it yesterday as well. Should be cool. I'm about to sit down. It's Isaiah chapter 40. Let me see where I want to go. It's Isaiah 40 and 15. I'll start at 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. It says, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for burnt offering. It says, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing. All right, and vanity. Okay. Going down to verse, well, I'll keep reading. It says, to whom then will ye liken the Most High? Or what likeness will ye compare unto him? Okay. It says, the workman melteth a graven image, and the goldsmith spreadeth it over the gold with gold, and casteth silver in chains. All right, just going into these different idols. But now let me go back. All right. So verse 7, it says, and who as I shall call, and shall declare it, all right, and set it in order for me, since I appoint the ancient people, and the things that are coming and shall come, let them show unto them. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared it? All right, ye are even my witnesses. Is there a power beside me? Yeah, there is no power. There is no God. I know not any. All right, so there's no other God, all right, that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to be involved into, man. All right, you need to get right with your true God, which is Yahweh, the Father, and his Son, Yahweh Shai. All right. And it was something else in here. It says, fear not. It said, ye are my witness. Khan. What's that? Is it Jeremiah 3:15? Let me see. I might be wrong. Yeah. Jeremiah 3:15, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. All right. And another one I wanted to get, what is it? It slips me. Verse 7 again. And who shall I, and who as I shall call and shall declare it and set in order for me, since I appointed, written for our learning, right? All right, yeah, Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. All right, and here go another one too, since I had it in my head. It's Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right, so you have these prophets that's out here, all right, that has the knowledge and is made known what's the thing to come, what's because it's laid out in the scriptures already. All right, but it's made known unto his prophets. All right, verse 8, it says, fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there a God beside me? Yea, there is no God. I know not any. All right, continuing on. Now this goes into the idolatry and folly. All right, so it says, they that make a graven image are all of them vanity. All right, now I can think of a couple, like what I said before, but let's get a couple photos. All right. Now, this is a big one. The Kaaba is definitely a big one. People just fucking walk around that bitch and circle jerk all day. That's the best way for me to fucking explain it. But let's get a couple images. So this is the Kaaba. All right, this is what people are into. This is an idol. All right, this brings nothing. There is no power within this or anything like that. It's just a big ass black void box. Okay, let's get another one. All right, let's get the main one. I hate even typing this fucking name in. It burns. It like damn near burns my soul. This motherfucker right here, this is idol worship. This person doesn't exist. The cross, idol worship. Why would you walk around with something that the Lord was killed on? All right, you wouldn't do that. That's dumb. Idolatry. All right, all this is idol worshiping BS. All right, especially them Orthodox motherfuckers. I call them unorthodox. What's that? The Ankh, right? This idol worship. Okay, let's get another one. Rose. What's that? Rose beads. Rose prayer. Yep, rose prayer beads. Idol worship. All right, this can't answer your sins. All right, and then at the end of it, you even got the cross. Idol worship. All right. So these are just a few examples that I'm showing you, all right, of different idols. All right. So, let me put this up a little bit. All right, let's see what other idols they have. All right, you know, that's all they got. Buddha, you know, all that shit, idols. All right, as soon as I said it, you know, idols. These are idols. None of this can all this is idol worship. All right, like what I said, a lot of Orthodox they be praying over fucking. Let me just type it in. Orthodox. Let me put in prayer room. Prayer rope. What the fuck? Prayer room. This is idol. This is idol worship. All right. First of all, the Lord didn't look like no damn Edomite. All right. Neither did the mother. Again, a cross. This shit, this hanging and all that. Cross. Prayer book. All these is idols. All right. So let's go back. We got enough. I figure I'll just read this because it is a lot of our people to be into this idol bullshit. All right. It says, who have formed a god or molten a graven image that is profitable for nothing. All right. It says, behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed. All right. Basically the people, these other heathen nations, and even Jake. All right. And the workmen, like you got, like they built that big ass block, you know, and just to come to find out, you know, when all shit go bad and they need some help, well, who the fuck gonna come out that box? No motherfucking body. All right, you better off playing with a fucking jack in the box, you know what I'm saying, to surprise you than that bullshit. It says they are of men. Let them all be gathered together, let them stand up, yet they shall fear, and they shall be ashamed together. The smith with the tongs both worketh in the coals, and fashion it with hammers, and worketh it with the strength of his arms. Yea, he is hungry, and his strength faileth. He drinketh no water, and is faint. The carpenter, so it's going into all the people that ended up building these idols. The carpenter stretched out his rule. He maketh it out of a line. He fitteth it with planes, and he maketh it out with the compass, Slakia, and maketh it after the figure of a man. All right, and that's what they do. All right, I just showed you what they be, you know, how they be having. They might make Caesar Borgia made out of fucking chrome and put it in the church. That motherfucker ain't gonna save you. All right, and he don't even exist. All right, you're putting Cesare Borgia on everything. Just say you you know, you worship him according to the beauty of a man, that it may remain in the house. He heweth him down cedars, all right, which are trees, and taketh the cypress and the oak, which he strengtheneth for himself among the trees of the forest. He planteth an ash, and the rain doth nourish it. It says, then shall it be for a man to burn, for he will take thereof and warm himself. Yea, he kindled it and baketh bread. Yea, he maketh a god, which is insane, and worshipeth. All right, worshipeth it. It says he maketh it a graven image and fallen down thereto. These people, all right, like especially the one I just showed you with these church motherfuckers, these unorthodox motherfuckers. Let me go back. All right, with these motherfuckers, man, they fall to their hands and knees. And especially Islam, you know, they just roll out the fucking dirty mats, you know, and just start going crazy. All right, but all this shit, let me see. Let me put in Muslim pray to Kaaba. All right, let's see if we see a whole bunch of people on their hands and knees. Oh, what do you know? Bingo! Look at all these dumbass motherfuckers. And you got Jake that's in here too. But look at all these heathens bent over in front of a fucking block that can't do anything for them. Terrible. Those are, and it's people to come across the whole fucking planet just to do this. Heathens. All right, this is what you're not supposed to be into, Jake. All right, and the same way go with the cross, the same way go with the Ankh, the same way go with all that BS. All right, it's like, it's just stupid. All right, because that power doesn't exist. We just read it. It says he burned, verse 16, Isaiah 44 and 16, he burned the part thereof in the fire, with part thereof he eateth flesh, he roasteth roast, and is satisfied. Yea, he warmeth himself and saith, Aha, I am warm, and I have seen the fire. And the residue thereof he maketh a god, even the graven image, he falleth down unto it and worship it, and prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my power. They have not known nor understood, for he have shut their eyes that they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. And hearts going back to minds, all right, lab, which means mind. Verse 19, and none considereth in his heart, neither is there nothing nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire, yet also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof, I have roasted flesh, and eateth it, and shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree? Okay, and that's what you got to think about. How the hell? Here it is that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, all right, then created all things, all right, had ended up creating all things, even the tree. And you think that the Heavenly Father gonna fall by the fucking tree that you made a god out of? It's like stupid, man. It's complete fucking madness. All right, it's madness. It made me laugh because I was reading, I was like, man, these dumb motherfuckers. Verse 20, it says, he feedeth on ashes, he deceived the heart that turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? Right, because here it is, even when the day come. That's why it says, what's that? Bless are those that be working in them days. What's that? Bless. Oh. Bless are those who I find working. I think that's how it go. Yep. Let me go ahead and grab it. It's in Matthew. It's in Matthew and it's in Luke. So we'll get both of them, all right? So we had Isaiah 44 and 19. So we'll come back to this. Let's get Matthew 24 and 46. All right, I ain't going to be too long, like what I said. Or if I didn't say it, I'm saying it now. It's Matthew 24 and, I'm going to start at 45. Matthew 24 and 45. Who then is a faithful and a wise servant? All right, a wise servant not going to be idol worshiping. I'll tell you that. Whom his Lord have made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season. All right, yeah, because like what I said, again, these times is really it's going to get fucked up out here. And if you don't have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua by your side, bro, it's a wrap. All right, you're going to get caught up in that bullshit and some bullshit. Verse 46 to the point says, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, all right, when he cometh shall find so doing. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know you are a Hebrew Israelite, and you got to work on yourself, man, and find so doing, meaning this work. All right, not being occupied into other idols and all that bullshit. Now let's grab the other one. Luke 12 and 21. I think it's 37. Blessed are those servants whom Luke 12 and 37. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. Okay? Let's see what it says in the NLT, and then we'll go back. All right. In the NLT, Luke 12 and 47, it says, and a servant who knows what the master wants, Salakia 37, it says the servants who are ready and waiting for his return will be rewarded. All right. And if you're waiting for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, that means you didn't, you didn't ended up going through the process, taking off that old coat, the old clothing, and putting that away. And now, you know what I'm saying, you're getting right, you're doing good, you're studying, you're reading, you know what I'm saying? It says, I tell you the truth, he himself will seat them. It says, but on an apron, and serve them as they sit and eat. All right. So let's go back, because we was Isaiah 44 and 20. It says, he feedeth on ashes, a deceived heart that turn him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lion in my right hand? Yeah. Because you motherfuckers gonna get caught red-handed. You gotta think about this too. When Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah come back, and if you found watching and paying attention to and rubbing fucking beads and shit, you know what I'm saying? You got caught red-handed being in some bullshit. All right, you got caught red-handed. All right, so let's continue. Verse 21, it says, remember thee, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. All right, I have formed thee, thou art my servant. O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten of me. All right, so, hey, man, it says, I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgressions, as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. It says, sing, O ye heavens, for the Lord Yahweh hath done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, ye mountains, O forest, and every tree therein, for the Lord Yahweh hath redeemed Jacob and glorified himself in Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord Yahweh that maketh all things, that stretched forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself. It says, that frustrateth the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad. All right, that turneth wise men backwards, and maketh his knowledge foolish. Okay. It says, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers, that saith unto Jerusalem, thou shalt be inhabited, and to the cities of Judah ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof, which remind me of King David, a scripture of King David. It says, that saith to the deep, be dry, and I will dry up thy rivers. It says, that saith of Cyrus, he is my shepherd, and shall perform all my pleasure, even saying to Jerusalem, thou shalt be built, and to the temple the foundation shall be laid. All right, and that's what is going to happen. But like what I said before, you don't want to be caught up doing idol worship. All right. You don't want to be caught up in doing the idol worship. You don't want to be caught up in the Muslim shit. You don't want to be caught up in this Catholic shit. None of that religious shit. All right. You don't want to be caught up in this, man. Otherwise, destruction is coming for you. So with that, I feel like the point has been made. Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I will give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash. And until next time, Shalom.